The button has been pushed. Today we do intro. Hello, my name is AG Gamers, and this is the Money Show with Louis. Best intro. Yes. That's the intro for today. But actually, yeah, we're Angry Gamers TV. Esquire. Trademark. Copyright. 1995. I'm Lou. This is Manny. Yeah. And we're playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
I didn't know we've been around that long.
Yeah. I mean, have you?
I have.
Actually, okay, yeah, I'm just checking. Yeah, because I definitely have. I was just like maybe you're not. I don't know. Maybe you haven't. It's crazy that how the lighting just completely changes the mood. Because the way the snow's really white and it's nighttime and like the blue light and red is like contrasting with like the bright white of the snow. It makes it a little bit more eerie than it is during like daytime. That's pretty like it's interesting. Like there's a good production choices that the game makes to really make you feel immersed and like feel those moods when you're playing the game. I like that. I liked it a lot. It's underappreciated, I think. Did this game win any awards at all?
Actually, yeah, I think it won a few different awards. I'm not sure.
Did they win like the? Oh, I think I remember what it was. They won the award for best snow. Best snow. Best snow in game.
Best snow in game.
Yes.
Best game snow.
They yeah, best game snow. They beat SSX Tricky and SSX Global. They also beat NHL 2006.
SSX Tricky, Jesus, man.
That was a good game, man.
Yeah.
You ever play that?
Yeah. I remember the first time I played that, it was actually at a church. So
that's a weird.
So stop moving so damn much. All right. So there was a church that I used to go to, or not used to go to. There was a church that my church like was like affiliated with or friends with. I don't know how they work it, but this church was like, you know, one of those bigger churches where they definitely like people had money type of churches. Because they got
that SSX Tricky money.
No, they had a full
I don't know what that means.
Gaming setup for the teens. Like you remember like going to like, you know, back in the day, like Walmart or just a store, right? A supermarket. And in the gaming section, they had a center console with like all the games in it, and it was like a round center console.
Yeah.
Like a circular, yeah. So they had that in the church.
Wow, I guess that G stands for God, but it also stands for games.
And they had like, I forget what they had, but they had PS2. I think they had a GameCube. Wow. And like a few other things. And like I think oh no, they actually had they had all three. They had a PlayStation 2, a GameCube, and an Xbox.
Wow, that's dope.
And, yeah, and each one had a like two controllers.
A copy of SSX Tricky.
And a copy. Each one had a copy.
They had
of
it 3 times. Yeah. They only played SSX Tricky.
Yeah. Oh crap! I just.
Which version did you play?
I think I played the GameCube one. If I think it's been so long that I don't remember.
Cause I owned the GameCube one, and I played that game so much that I actually wore down the disc. Like some of the music tracks would like kind of skip and shit.
That's
Like
hilarious.
I was so into that game, like crazy. Because I tried to play the other SSX. There was like a sequel or whatever, and there was like a 360 version too. But it's just not the same. Like Tricky just had like a Tony Hawk kind of feel. And I think that made it really fun. I loved like the groove tricks. I forget what they were called, but like when you had the meter all the way up and you were like trick it, like you were in like tricky mode.
Yeah.
So all your like tricks in the air would just like you would just like spin, like your snowboard like a pizza or whatever. It was like all these crazy stuff.
Yeah,
it was so much fun.
It was pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
I have no clue what to do with this thing right now. I'm kind of scared.
What?
Hi.
That's not what I expect. I thought it was like a thing, like it was one of the bigger creature guys.
Steam's blasting out. I wonder if those are weak points.
Oh my god. That thing's huge.
Yeah. Oh Jesus! It broke the rock.
Oh wow.
I need a good advantage point. I need to like. Oh Jesus. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can scan it through here. All right. All right. Cooling
that's
rods.
neat.
Okay, so the things on the top are cooling rods, and I have to pierce them. And there's a piercing, so everything's like piercing with this one, except for that. Except for that gun turret. Okay. So, what's my highest piercing? I guess this is my highest piercing. Okay. I need to make ammo.
What do you think is like the worst controller out of all the consoles?
Worst controller out of all the consoles.
Like the worst controller. Not in general, but for you.
I'm trying to remember. I didn't care too much for like the 64 controller because of the weird angle that you had. Like if you needed the analog stick, you had to like hold it, and then if you needed to switch to the D-pad, you had to like let go and switch.
Yo, have you ever played games where you had to use both? That was a nightmare, bro.
Yeah.
That was the worst. Like I think some wrestling games, like for you to be able to taunt, you had to use the control stick, but you would move around with the D-pad, and like trying to get to the control stick in the middle with like kid hands was just like the worst. But yeah, like so it's like so you're more like you don't like the 64 controller.
Yeah, like that was like the most uncomfortable one for me. Like a weird one in terms of just things like to do with it was the Wii controller. And the nunchuck system.
Yeah, I think that one was particularly like I particularly didn't like it more because like you never really knew when you needed the nunchuck. And when you didn't need the nunchuck, game still didn't really feel right. Like holding the Wii controller sideways and stuff.
Yeah.
Like playing Smash Brothers with only the Wiimote was just like why? Like why would anyone want to play like that?
There we go.
I got a hot take though. Like for me, I'm okay with for both of those controllers. I'm still okay with that. Like I got a hot take for mine. Like the one I dislike the most.
What's
the NES controller is the one I dislike the most.
NES controller, okay.
Yeah, like that's the first console I had. Well, actually, technically I had an Atari, but like I was like a baby. I was a babby. But the NES controller, it was the worst. It's the reason my thumbs are flat, because that controller is not made for hands. It's just a square, like rectangle with sharp edges and a flat button thing. There's no curves on it. So if you compare it to like a Sega Genesis controller or even a Super Nintendo controller, there's curves on it, so you don't get your fingers all cramped. An NES controller, if you hold an NES controller for like an hour, your fingers are gonna feel cramped. Like it's actually the worst. At least for me, that's what I feel like.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's like just get a rectangle, put
Hey!
buttons on it. That's an NES controller.
Mysterious stranger, did you see that? No answer, huh? Figures. Just keep getting stranger. I need to find a way inside the tower. Looks
I do hate that trope when like there's a mysterious organization helping you try to hint you in on things that are going on, and then something really crazy mysterious happens, but then that organization suddenly goes quiet.
Yeah, they're like not there at all.
Yeah.
Hold for identiscan.
She's a very good voice actor, I gotta say. Like, in general. I
Oh,
still
yeah.
kind of associate her with Life is Strange, but like, generally speaking, she's a really good voice actor.
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry
Whoa,
authorized.
whoa, oh my god, the hair looks so weird.
Please.
Oh my god. I thought the hairs was like something going on with her. Like, I thought the hairs were tentacles, like she was turning into some like octopus monster. Oh my god. Wow, it looks so weird. Oh no.
It's all the wind.
Yeah. My immersion is broken.
But did you hear what the machine called her?
I missed it. I was too distracted with the hair.
They called her
what did she call her?
Dr. Sobek.
Dr. Sobek.
For your meeting with Mr. Farrell. Please proceed to the 35th floor.
Wait. 350,000.
I like her voice. It's all like, remember. She sounds like a
Oh,
drive-through, a McDonald's drive-through person.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who really sounds like that? Kylo
Who?
Ren. Kylo Ren sounds exactly like a McDonald's drive-through.
Oh yeah, his the mask that he wears definitely
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
it sound like that.
I'm Kylo Ren. Would you like some fries with that?
I like the effect. I know in the beginning when I heard it for the first time, it was like really like interesting.
Hmm.
But after a while, I was like, this just makes me hungry.
I think that's why they didn't use it that much in the later.
The Deathbringer.
Uh,
Or a statue of one, anyway.
that's why they didn't bring it in the later movies.
Welcome to
Yeah.
They used it less and less.
where all the problems of
I think
are being solved
I think they pulled it out too quickly.
over 25,000
I mean, no, I should wait. Let me phrase that differently. I think he
That's
took
what
off the mask too quickly.
Hmm.
in every sector.
I didn't. Well,
Technology.
So that's what he said.
Revolutionary consumer
yeah, kind of, yeah.
like a ferrofocus
I think if he kept the mask and like the voice and kept it mysterious for like
in conflict zones across
well into the second movie, I think that would have been a lot better. Like, kind of delay the Han Solo death or whatever. I think a lot of parts of that movie was like kind of messy. I feel like.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like the new trilogy,
Yeah.
and like I'm not opposed to them. Like I don't hate them, but like I don't like them.
Yeah, like
You know what I
like
mean?
me neither. Like I don't hate it, but like I'm not gonna sit down and rewatch it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like you watched it once, you got the story. All right, bye. Type
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly. Like I was playing, like just today, I started playing The Fallen Order, and so far the presentation of the game and like the way it's introducing the characters or whatever is like way better than what The Force Awakens did. You know, like
yeah,
if that was if the beginning of The Fallen Order was The Force Awakens, I would have been way more into it because it's very
yeah.
interesting. Have you ever?
I liked Fallen Order a lot. It's
Did-
so
did you
it's
beat
really
it?
good. Yeah, it's really good.
Even old death.
I'm like 3 hours in. Like I'm not that far in yet, and I'm like really into it.
Oh yeah, it get and the thing that I like is like you can take many different. Well, it has a very linear story. Don't get me wrong, but the thing that I like is that you can jump around between planets.
I'm not even that far yet. I'm not even off the first planet. Like I
Oh,
was on the
Jesus, okay.
train thing. Yeah, I'm like really like in the beginning.
Oh well, it's all right. I won't talk anymore. Then.
I know
it
I'm
gets
going
really
to another
fun.
planet.
Yeah.
Like I got on a ship.
Yeah, it gets really fun. It gets really fun, and the way
Yeah.
that they designed the planets like fit very well in the Star Wars universe, and the planets you go to are very, very fun, and like
That makes me so mad. That makes me so mad. Why didn't they do that in the movies? It's so stupid. Like,
oh, Jesus,
like all the
what
planets look so much like the. Oh, what is that?
Yeah, that
was
I just
weird.
dropped.
Yeah. This reminds me of that level in Mass Effect 1 where there's like that big tentacle thing in the middle and you gotta go around the room.
To get back up.
But if you touch the edge, you die. I don't know if you ever played Mass Effect 1, but there's like a really
I
dumb
played-
thing where.
I played part of it. I never got. I don't know. Mass Effect like never drew me in that well.
Was
you
it
know
the
what I mean?
gameplay?
I think it was. I don't know.
That's fine. I understand. I completely would get that because the first game's mechanics are very like counterintuitive. It's like very counterintuitive, and there are specific classes that you pick in the game that if you pick them, you're just asking to lose the game. Like they're made in a way where they just completely suck. Like you cannot do things. So it's possible that you pick the class where you just because it happened to me because I was doing like back in the day. This is how dated this is, but you remember GameFly?
Oh yeah.
So I played Mass Effect like the trilogy exclusively through GameFly because I was just renting it. So when the game came out, like the first one, I just got it through GameFly and I tried to beat it in like 2 months. And
Oh,
like the
Jesus.
first week, I played. It's like the bio class or whatever. I forget what it's called. It sucks. Like it really like you cannot do things. And like when you use like weapons, like guns and stuff, you do almost no damage. It's like the worst class in the first game. And I had to restart the game and change my class. That's how bad it was.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then like after that, it was fine. And when you beat the game, obviously, like you know, a lot of story elements carry into the second game when you transfer your save.
Yeah.
But you can just change classes between every game, so it's not a big deal if you commit to a class one game. But the story like really is good. Like there's a lot of things that carry over from game to game, like a lot of the decisions that you make.
Yeah, I was thinking about playing it, but like I don't know, because the thing is like for me, if
Way to wait.
I don't know, I can't push past it that well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So,
totally
like, it's-
understandable. Yeah.
It's hard for me to try to play it through. Like even though I know the
It's a-
other games are so good, like it's still
Yeah.
hard.
Because if you for the first game, there's like a specific class that you can pick that'll make the game like way better for you experience wise. Because the story is very engaging, and once you get through that, you can go to Mass Effect 2. But if you jump straight to Mass Effect 2, there's certain story points that you can choose to change things in the story that would have changed it if you played the first game. Like there's
Right.
specific weird things that you won't get if you don't play the first game and transfer. But you won't be missing out on 2 too much if you skip it and go straight to 2. 2 and 3 is like the core of the experience, to be honest. You can skip 1.
I don't know. I'll have to see, cause like I remember at one point I got the trilogy for this was back on when I had a 360. I got the trilogy,
Plants can find
and
one up here. Guess I can too.
I was I forget
Whoa,
what it was.
that jump was so cool. Wait, sorry. Like, the jump, because she turned around on the second jump. Do you see that? Like, she flipped around a bit?
Yeah. She like turned.
That was really cool. That was
yeah,
really
she was
cool.
like
I
holding
really
on
like
with
her
her
animations.
with her right hand, and then like flipped around.
Yeah, that was so neat. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that a lot. Yeah, sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
we
I
haven't
got
gotten a
distracted,
lot
yeah.
of we haven't had a lot of parkour elements with her yet, but
Yeah,
there's some pretty
yeah.
they did some pretty good.
It's been mostly combat.
Yeah, they did some really good. Like this game did really good with a lot of different things.
Yeah, absolutely. Production value is very high.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so like I got the trilogy, and at the same time that the trilogy came out, I think Skyrim came out. I can't remember 100%.
Oh yeah, there's like no competition.
And so I was playing the first Mass Effect, trying to get through it, and then I think Skyrim came out like a few days later. And what happened was my nephew-in-law wanted Skyrim, right? He wanted the game, but I didn't pay attention to Skyrim, and I didn't want Skyrim, right? But I wanted the dragon I wanted the dragon statue that came with the collector's edition.
Oh.
Right?
It's heavy.
So
It's going white.
I go, it's like, okay, well, how about we go in on, the collector's edition, and like you can get the game, I'll take the statue. And he's like, okay, cool. And so I get the game comes out, and I get the statue, or I get the collector's edition. And then I was like, do you mind if I play it a little bit? I want to try to see how it is. I got so hooked on Skyrim that I was like, and he was there with me, like watch me play, and I was like, it's like, dude, I love this game. Can I borrow it? I was like, he's like, you know what? You can have it. I don't really care to play it right now. And he's like, well, would you want to play Mass Effect? I was like, he's like, yeah. And then I gave him my Mass Effect trilogy, and I kept Skyrim.
Oh wow! Did he end up liking Mass Effect or?
Yeah, he ended up liking Mass Effect a lot. So.
Oh wow!
It was an interesting trade. Yeah, it was an interesting trade. Oh yeah.
But yeah, like for real, I would like, if you, let's say you ever wanted to get back into it and try it out, you can just skip to game 2, because game 2's actual like gameplay is completely fixed, and by 3 it's like perfect. Well, not perfect. But it's like better. It's like, yeah.
If anything, I'm gonna have to get it on PC, because like I don't think it's not on like PS4 or anything, right? I don't think so.
Yes, I believe so.
Is it?
I think I actually don't know. No, don't quote me on that actually.
Yeah, I think it was a PS3 and Xbox 360 game, but I'll probably still get it on PC, because I can probably mod it and have a little more fun with it.
Just be aware that like you can buy 1 and you can buy 2 and 3. If you get the trilogy, obviously you're gonna get 1 as well. But part 1 has like awful glitches and problems on newer hardware, like to run.
Because it's an older game.
Yeah, and it wasn't coded very well. Like the first game is like a mess. It's spaghetti code basically.
Oh,
but if you have Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, it's free. The whole trilogy is free.
Oh, okay.
So I legit just like installed it on my Xbox, and I'm just gonna probably do another, like, sometimes I just play through it, like the trilogy completely, and then I'm like, okay, cool, and then like a year later I'll be like, oh, let me play it again.
Yeah,
it's just like, I don't know.
I have so many other games. I have so many games to play. Like that. Like I have a backlog of games, and I haven't even bought. Boughten's not a word. I haven't bought. I haven't bought. That's the title of
the episode. Boughten.
Did you boughten?
And then you gotta add like, yeah. Do you boughten? And then you put like 3 plants, and yeah.
Yeah.
Like 2 question marks.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw the thumbnail for the last episodes. There's like question marks on it. Yeah. I demand that this episode, not the episode before this one, this episode specifically should have at the very least meet the 1 question mark quota. I want at least 1 question mark on this thumbnail.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. In retrospect, people will already see the thumbnail, so they'll know where the thumbnail came from now.
Right. But I forgot what I was gonna say.
I forgot too.
Yeah, no, I have a backlog of video games, and I haven't bought any new games, like aside from maybe Assassin's Creed and Cyberpunk this year. Like those are the only 2 games that I've gotten.
Did you play Cyberpunk?
I started playing it. It's really good. I think like whenever we get to the point of like a new game, we should definitely play that one. But I'm gonna have it on PC by then.
Where's your legal team, Ted?
Yeah.
'Cause
Because
I
I
need
was
that ray
thinking
tracing.
about getting it, but my problem is I don't know what console to get it on yet. Because I don't know what my next gen's gonna look like. Like
Yeah.
I know I'm getting a tower, like a new tower for PC, but now I have an Xbox One, and I also have a Switch. But there's also bugs with like that gen of Cyberpunk, so I don't even know
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, so like truthfully, if you wait 6 months, the game's gonna have patches and it's gonna be fixed. I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I
'cause
bet, yeah. Usually that's how it happens.
Witcher was the same way. Witcher 3 was the exact same way. It was pretty buggy at the beginning, but then within 6 months, not even, Cyberpunk released, released a few patches and it fixed a lot of things.
Show me the data then. And I'll take
I'm willing to put the weight in it, because I like there's some games that I started playing like recently that came out like years ago that I'm just now getting into. There's that one Xbox game I just installed on my Xbox. I forget what it is. It's a 360 game. Oh my god, I forget now.
It's a catastrophe.
I'll remember it later. I can't remember it now. But yeah, like there's some games that are old too that I still replay. Like Brutal Legend is on the Game Pass for Xbox, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so down
I
to
like
play that.
Yeah.
I don't know if
That
you
game
ever played
was so
Brutal
much fun.
Legend.
Yes, the game was so much fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely a nostalgia game because I've tried to go back to play that, and it's one of those games like at the time it was great, but it didn't age well.
Ooh,
Um,
because I haven't played it ever since, so I don't
yeah,
know.
it's at least for I feel it's definitely a nostalgia playthrough. But it somewhat didn't age very well. So
Because the reason I'm trying to do it, and the reason I asked you about the Xbox before was like, if I could share it and with you, and like we can just play it together or whatever, it'd be
Yeah.
great. But
no, yeah,
I
I'll
haven't
be down.
figured out how to get my Xbox One to do that, so I don't know. I'll have to figure that out first.
I know that there is a remote play feature. I just don't know if it's on. I would assume it's on PC. We'll have
The
to see.
remote play is on phone and tablet. Like I said, I gotta look into that because I just got
Yeah.
this Xbox like yesterday
But life went on.
or before yesterday. It's been a long weekend. I think it was yesterday. Yes. Oh, it sounds like I can't get over that voice though. It sounds like Kylo Ren's sister or something.
Right.
If there were a nicer way to fix your mess, I would have proposed it.
But this? When I asked you to find a cure, I didn't expect it to be worse than the disease.
It's
He's-
not, Ted. It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the
Oh
proposal.
wow.
Sign it? I can't sign that.
Yes, you can.
That? Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
You've got a choice, Ted.
I know.
I am speaking to you from a VTOL en route to U.S. Robot Command.
This is
In
interesting.
15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Now your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn. Exactly as I've designed it.
She's probably so lost. She's like, what is all this jargon they're using?
Well, we missed a few pieces
Yeah.
because we were.
I
we were
caught
talking.
some of it. Yeah. I caught
Okay.
some of it. That's why it was starting to get interesting. That's like that piece of lore that I was like, oh, okay, now everything kind of makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
God forgive me.
Wow.
Made her solution so terrible. What did she do to stop the robots?
See, I think.
Yeah.
Access detected.
So if I remember correctly, I think. So you know how like there's that corruption that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Well, that corruption happened, and it was a virus that occurred back,
This doesn't add up.
hold on.
Sobek couldn't have been my mother. She lived ages ago. All this searching, and I'm still no closer.
That's your reaction to everything you've just learned? To whine like a spoiled child?
You should really try talking that way to me face to face.
It's a face.
As you wish.
Oh, I know this guy.
Dear, how
Oh.
the discoveries you just made, Aloy?
Yeah, I kind of like once I saw his face, I kind of realized that they modeled his character after him.
So,
Yeah.
Face.
He's in a Quantum Break
a
too.
name to go with it?
Oh, is he? That's cool.
Of all the
Yeah.
places you could have
He's got the same goatee.
that's what you choose.
Have you played Quantum Break?
Decades since
No,
you were
I have not.
the ones trying to solve
It is way better than I thought it would be. It's free on Game Pass. That's why I'm like playing it. But like,
this civilization.
it's half playing a cool like time warping like third person shooter kind of thing, where you make decisions that changes the story, and then you make those decisions, and based on that,
My name.
when you finish the chapter of the story,
Why don't you try asking
a live action episode
something less trivial?
of the story plays out, and it plays out differently based on what decisions you've made during the game. So it's like you're playing a game and you're also watching a TV series, and both parts are really well produced. Yeah, it's great. I hear it's kind of short, like maybe 6-7 hours, but for me that's like watching a season of a show. I love it.
Right.
I don't see your point. If you're so smart, yeah, I'm gonna be mean.
If you're so smart, why do you know so little after a lifetime scratching around in the dirt? It's not my
That's
fault
true.
you're bad at what you do. I came
Yeah.
to these ruins looking for Elizabeth Sobek, not because of the things she did centuries ago, but because people are trying to kill me right now, today. I've got bigger problems to deal with than your crap.
Congratulations. You just graduated from whining to throwing a temper tantrum. I'm sure Elizabeth would be proud.
Oh my god.
Get a grip on yourself and start thinking straight. Only then will you see just how big your problems really are.
What exactly are you talking about?
You've chased a personal riddle into a crowd of larger mysteries. The common thread is your
The story's getting good.
Elizabeth Sobek.
Now it's all like kind
What
of
is
tying
that
together.
connection?
Yeah.
She couldn't have been my mother if she lived centuries ago.
We don't know the connection yet. The only way to find out is to keep going, to keep making discoveries. Thanks to you, we've only just now learned that Pharaoh robots once threatened to end life on Earth.
But it didn't happen. The old one's civilization was destroyed, but life was saved.
Obviously. So, what did Elizabeth do? How did she stop
did she
the robots
stop?
before all was lost?
What
Yeah.
was Project Zero Dawn?
Exactly the question. Now, are you ready to go get the answer?
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still standing here.
Oh, shut up, you dick. I'm done with you.
You're insufferable, you know that? Let's get over this.
What a
Elizabeth
dick.
told Ted Faro she was
He
Yeah.
stops me to talk, and then he's like, "Why are you standing there? Like, you told me to stand here. What do you mean?"
The place still exists as a ruin. The Asaram call it the Grave Hoard.
The Grave Hold.
cheery name.
You'll find it in the eastern mountains, buried under the tangled coils of a metal devil, or a BOR-7 Horus, rather, as we're learning to call them. I'll contact you when you get there.
I can't wait. Someday we'll.
I don't think she's excited about it.
Well, we will find out next time.
What? No.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
No.
Yes. Yes.
We're gonna leave this on a cliffhanger as I jump down. Whee! Okay. Bye.
Yes. See ya.